Police sometimes see things differently. Former Ferguson police officer Darren Wilson told a grand jury that Michael Brown looked like a demon who might shrug off a hail of bullets before Wilson shot him dead. Shortly after, Cleveland police officer Timothy Lohman gunned down Tamir Rice, a 12-year-old holding a toy gun. He told the dispatcher that Rice, who was shot within 2 seconds of Lohman's arrival, was maybe 20. Milwaukee police officer Christopher Manny told investigators that Dontre Hamilton, an unarmed man whom he shot 14 times in October, was so big and muscular that he would be impossible to control if he were one man. At 5'7" and 180 pounds, Hamilton was below average height and overweight. Wilson, Lohman, and Manny are white, and Brown, Rice, and Hamilton were black. They were also unarmed. But in the eyes of the men who killed them, they were frightening enough to provoke the use of lethal force. These lingering, sometimes unconscious biases help explain why police encounters with black men are so much more likely to end fatally. On December 3rd, a grand jury declined to indict Daniel Pantaleo, the white Staten Island police officer with a past record of race-related misconduct who was caught on video choking Eric Garner to death during an arrest on suspicion of selling loose cigarettes. On the video, which went viral, Garner can be heard yelling, "I can't breathe," over and over. Chokeholds have been banned by the New York Police Department for 20 years, and the coroner ruled Garner's death a homicide. We don't know what Pantaleo said to the grand jury, or why they let him off. Police are empowered to use lethal force under certain circumstances, and sometimes they have to. The Supreme Court has held that police can use lethal force if they have a reasonable belief they are facing danger, or if a fleeing suspect poses a danger to others. It is difficult to know how many people are killed by police each year, because despite police and their advocates' affinity for the phrase data-driven policing, how many times police kill people is data they simply haven't gotten around to properly gathering yet. Police sometimes kill unarmed white men, like Dylan Taylor in Utah, but the flawed data we have shows police kill white people far less often than they kill black people, relative to their proportion of the population. That white men are also harmed by a system that disproportionately allows black men to be killed with impunity does not exonerate the system. This has something to do with the way police see things. Police are people, after all, subject to the same flaws and vices as the rest of us. America's police departments tend to be whiter than the general population, and nearly half of whites believe many or almost all black men are violent. Whites overestimate the amount of crime, in particular violent crime, involving blacks. Black children, like Tamir Rice, are more likely to be mistaken as older, be perceived as guilty, and face police violence if accused of a crime. When society weighs whether the deaths of black men at the hands of police are reasonable, it does so with the additional burden of American beliefs about black criminality, black superstrength, black dangerousness. On the other side are our collective beliefs about police, seen as more noble, more selfless, and more resistant to all too human flaws like wrath or deceit. Small wonder, then, that the scales of justice are so often unbalanced.